What's going on, everybody? It's me, Sloppy. Man. Doing one early today. Well, earlier than normal. Uh, Family is not here, so I was like, I could stream earlier today because there's not gonna be any background noise. Because that's what I don't like doing. Right? I don't want people to hear with my surroundings in my home, so I tend to do them when everybody's asleep. So, but today, 3:30, pretty early in my mind. I will avoid. We'll see. We'll see. I did also because a lot of my the UK people they're normally asleep when I do this, so I wanted to do something for them too because I miss them. I miss my UK people. But yeah, title: Why do preds get little punishment? Uh, Today, I was just I scroll around the news and I scroll around different platforms to kind of read upon some certain things and shit. So I came up with a lot of, I guess, for some reason yesterday or today this morning was a lot of, I guess, predator punishments, right? Or what happened to them, or what were their sentences, right? And I saw them, and I saw a few of them. I'm like, really? That's all he got for doing this? I'm going to showcase a couple, or maybe one or two, most likely. And but they get away with a lot. Their punishment should be listened to a playlist of Ben Hilarious karaoke covers on the F4S channel while in solitary confinement. Yeah. He freaked out a little bit. He freaked out a little bit in a different stream yesterday. He was very upset at a certain group for, I guess, being mean. I guess something like that. I don't remember. I don't remember. I just laughed because he was very upset for little things. Um, what's his name now? The Ace of Spades, right? I think that's his name now. He used to be called Mr. Money AD, but it's I'm sure if you put Mr. Money AD on your search on your YouTube, you'll find it. It's almost at the end of the stream, part two, where he goes in and, I'm gonna. Why the fuck are you doing this? Oh my, you are a piece of this and that. You get into drama. You don't want. And I'm like, damn, who hurt his feelings? It was a little funny. What's up, Princess? You were there, Princess. I think you heard him most likely, or maybe you fell asleep. It was pretty late. I was there for a long time. I should have. Who are we talking about? No one in general. Just a generality of when preds get caught or get a sentence or they get I guess their case finished and they get their terms or time, or even if they get, sometimes they don't even get jail time. That's what we're talking about. It's like, why? I, and I'm gonna show why I get my hopes up, right? Why I get my hopes up when it comes to when these people get caught, what's going to happen to them. Let me just show it right now. Hold on. So let me open it up. Which one is it? Okay, it's this one. All right. All right. So let me share it real quick. Hold on. Share. Hey, what's up, Rashi? Window. Okay. Right. So when I look up what happens when someone gets caught doing some very heinous things, right? You see the amount of time that they'll probably get, right? Sexual abuse convictions, 18 years. Uh, producing child CP, 22 years, 13 years, 3 years, 4 years statutory R word. Uh, so you get your hopes up, right? You're like, oh hell yeah, they're gonna get some good, good amount of jail time, right? Like this is why we're trying to get these people in jail, because they're gonna be away and away from children for a long time. But it's been busy a few days for me. Yeah, I know. So you've been a busy bee. But I bursted out laughing. They be protecting press like they are holding lollipops to bed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you said Rashi, oh my bad. Fee. uh, so when I see these things, this is what gets me more motivated to try to send the police all the information, try to do something about it, right? And like when I see convictions, when I see someone get sentenced, and I see the amount of time that oh my god, don't dark hermite, don't be mean, don't be saying those things. So they get a little lower, way lower than than what they say here, right? And, and I know it's depending on the situation, right? But it's still not a lot, right? So I'm gonna show why. One of the reasons I get infuriated when people get caught, right, and then they get sentenced, right? So I'll show, one, right. Let me take this one off. Are you stupid from Jason? No, I don't think that's the real Jason. Fee. All right. So let me share screen. All right. So make sure. Yeah. All right. So this guy, right? This guy right here, Mason Gibson. He impregnated a 15-year-old. Right? He's 22. He had intercourse with this 15-year-old. You would think, that he might, get some years, right, for I guess doing stuff with an underage child at 22. His excuse was that he was intoxicated. That's why he got her pregnant. It's like, wait, what? I read a little bit about this situation, right? So I could kind of understand maybe he had a reason of why that happened. But from what I read, no, he he did it willfully with alcohol involved, quote unquote. So, the points say confessed to impregnating a minor last year while drunk, pleaded guilty to child endangerment. So he went to court, right? He was supposed to get I forgot what it's called, sexual assault of the fourth degree, something like that. That was his main charge, and he pled. He had a plea deal to just be a child endangerment. It's like, wait, you impregnated a 15-year-old. That's not child endangerment. That's assault, sexual. You penetrated her. You penetrated the woman. Well, not even the woman. Well, I guess 15, maybe quinceañera. If she's Mexican and over the quinceañera season, and maybe a woman based on Mexican culture, but but legally she can't consent to sexual activities. So he was 22, right, and the girl was 15. So he got sentenced to 1 year probation. 1 year of probation for impregnating a 15-year-old. Ordered to pay the victim $690. Like that's gonna. When I saw that, I'm like, what the fuck? Like so he's I guess it's how do you say it? He's pretty much paying money like if she was a prostitute, right? Oh, I had intercourse with you. I didn't pay you, so here's the 690 to repay you for me engaging in sexual activities with you. To me, it's wild. To me, it's wild that someone like this could roam the streets like nothing happened. I don't even think they have them going into becoming a, what do you call it? On the sex offender list. Not even that. Not even putting him in the sex offender list. The only thing they want him to do is complete parenting classes and undergo mental health assessment. To me, is wild. To me, it's a very odd situation to be in. Like, but I guess the state that he lives in seems like it's a very, very lenient state. He's from Arkansas. So, Arkansas laws, there's some other guy that lives in Arkansas that possibly could be this type of individual, and maybe he'll get a slap in the wrist too. To me, this is a slap in the face to everybody. Not gonna lie, glass sloppy streaming at a good time. Yeah, yeah. That's why I said I miss my UK people, Rashid. I I always stream really late, and sometimes it's very tiring for me the next day. But yeah, what do you want? Let me see. Don't be sending me stuff when I'm streaming, and if it's important, better be important. Better not be nothing stupid. Also, amazing. He should be sent to. Yeah, 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 for sure. But yeah, like things like this is what gets us a little infuriated when these individuals. There's a couple of them, a lot of them online. I just read while I was reading this. There's other news things that I saw. I think there was a sting operation that caught 205 alleged predators. Well, I'm pretty sure they are, P3DOs, but because of YouTube, I gotta say alleged. No matter what, I gotta say alleged because then they're gonna say defamation, even though they're not watching my shit. But people that don't like me want to, most likely want to report my channel. So I gotta say alleged. I gotta say my words carefully. You're famous? No, no, hell no. Look at it. There's 6 viewers, so it's good. I'm not famous. I'm just your normal individual. This is why we shouldn't let Islamists, communists, and Galileans. Yeah, I don't know. That's your viewpoint, Soviet or Ramonov, whatever. You change your name every other month. No, no. I don't know. He looks white, a little off white, but he's white. So yeah, he's from Arkansas. I guess Arkansas allows alleged preds. Well, no, well this one's not an alleged. He's a convicted one, but not even convicted anymore because he's convicted for child endangerment, not even sexual assault. It's just child endangerment. I don't know, man. These Arkansas and these Alabamas, these states that are very, very, how do you say it? They like them sister fuckings and stuff. They don't care. What's up, Luisa? That's Dark Hermione's boyfriend. I don't know. I don't know. Possibly. He still hasn't messaged me. What's up, Ryder? What's cracking with ya? But yeah, these type of individuals, they get left alone scot free, right? A year probation. That year goes by quick. He'll be 24 or 23 or a year ago last year. So yeah, he's gonna be 24, and nothing happens. He's back to normal. Nothing happened. The 15-year-old has a child. 15-year-old has to take care of the child. The 15-year-old has to be, you know, an adult now, right? Gibson got a slap in the wrist. He's paying $690. To me, is like, for what? You should. I'm guessing child support will come in later on in the future for this guy because he is most likely the father of the child. But if I would have gone to court and they told me, yeah, he's going to pay you $690 for restitution to make you feel better, for damages, for damaging your mental health, for damaging your body, your hormones, for damaging your future, right? $690 is a slap in the face. But the sad part is that these type of situations happen often. They someone a 25, 24-year old gets assaults a 15, 14-year-old girl, and they get probation, they get community service, they get these type of things. And to me, it's kind of sad. Like it's infuriating that people could go to court, look at the individual, the victim, straight in the eye, and just say, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I took your innocence. I'm sorry that you're gonna have to be a mother at 15." It's like, what? And then the judge is like, "Okay, you seem like you're a better person now. So yeah, we're gonna knock down the sexual assault to a child endangerment, and you'll be all right, Mason. You live your life however you want it. Do whatever the fuck you want. But this 15-year-old girl is going to be a mother at a young age. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm telling you." Yeah, darker my hated Mexicans. There's a lot of people that dislike Mexicans at this time, or Latino descent individuals. So Dark Hermite most likely is part of that group. From what I've seen, he has said some very racial things, but uh, that's what white people do sometimes. Soviet, they when they're getting attacked and they don't know how to have a conversation with people, they go down the racist lines. So yeah, so when they start being racist, you know that they're defeated. Wait, what? Also, not just that sloppy. Yeah, I seen some of the. What I don't know if he called you that, but we're on the street as he said racial slur, I guess, towards Pakistani people or Arabian people or Middle Eastern people. He told me to go back to my country. Yeah, yeah, that's the typical white people attack or fee. They go towards the, if you're not my friend, get out of my country. You don't belong here. He's not sorry. He doesn't give a crap about the child or the one he impregnated her with. Yeah, yeah. Most of these people don't. I'm sure the lawyer tells them, "Oh, you gotta sound sad. You gotta sound like you are very sorry. You gotta sound like this and that, so the judge could see that you're trying to be a better person." Blah blah blah. And so that's why sometimes I dislike lawyers, right? Because lawyers get these individuals out, right? And it's their job. I understand they gotta get paid, but morally, it's like, fuck, like this guy assaulted a kid. What happens if it was your kid? Would you want him to only get plead a child endangerment? No, but because it's not happening to them, they don't care. When it does happen to them, they're like, yeah, we gotta throw the book at him and get him for 25 years. These type of people shouldn't be around, but because it's not their family, they don't care. It's money for them, and it's sad. It's sad. That's a good point. Yeah, well, I'm trying to make some good points, Fee, sometimes. Pakistani one is aimed at me. Okay, yeah, yeah. I figured it was about you. You always have like Middle Eastern characters on your PFP, so I'm guessing you are Middle Eastern. So I threw a dart in the dark, you know, assuming that it was you that he was talking about. But yeah, it is a wild, wild one. And then, what the hell message, man? God damn it! All right, you're smart. Yeah, once in a while, Fee. Once in a while. Dark Hermione is a racist buster. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, he's racist, and he possibly enjoyed watching a lot of child what do you call it, like reels and child stuff. He plays Roblox, right? I'm not saying that everybody that plays Roblox is suspicious, but uh, I don't know if a family or someone, one of Dark Hermite's friends said that I think he's 30 years old, right? He says that he is mentally 10 years old. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, 10. He's mentally, his age mentally is 10 years old. So when I heard that, I'm like, okay, you might be right. You might be mentally 10. So where are your parents monitoring you? No 10-year-old should be on roll. If you're mentally 10, no 10-year-old should be on Roblox. I guess unsupervised. Oh, that was Ryan or Ryan's mom, aka Jason's mate. Oh, yeah. So if he's mentally a child and he's 30 years old, the parents should be like, "Hey, you know what? You're 30 years old. It's gonna look kind of odd that you're, looking at little kid stuff. Let's kind of watch what he's doing." Sloppy's Jason's mom passed. Oh well, I'm sorry to hear that. That maybe well the father or the aunt or whoever watches Jason should be watching what he's doing. If he is what they say, mentally 10. Sloppy Jason. Oh, I'm just fucking with you, Darker Might. No, Darker Might. That's an alt account writer, Wilson. I think. So yeah, yeah, yeah. It's mentally. What about physically? Well, he looks like a 30-year old. Um, so yeah, he has the body of a 30-year old, and from what they say, he's mentally 10 years old. So, like I said before, he should be monitored, right? If they really care about this guy, and he's watching reels of little kids, his likes are a lot of videos of little kids. They should kind of be like, hey, I know you like these things, but you're 30 years old. You need to what are you doing? And you're sharing it on your live stream. You're sharing it on your streams. You're sharing it so people could be like, what the fuck? The internet world is ruthless, right? If they see a 30-year-old man liking little kid videos and, modding little kids, having conversation with little kids, it's a very, very suspicious thing. Jason lives in a group home. Well, then I need to talk to one of the group home people, man. These group homes, they don't give a fuck about these people, and man, like it's crazy. Hopefully, that Jason needs to do something, delete his Roblox. I don't know. I'm still looking into what he's doing. But my ex and his cousin was pissed off over that. My ex even warned Jason. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, Jason, I guess in his mind, he has nothing to lose, right? He did some fucked up shit. He said some fucked up shit. And right now, he's most likely doubling down. Jason is friends with Dealey and Stanley. Yeah, yeah, I saw that. I think. Unless it was the alt account. Yeah, the new YouTube account. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're on the street. We're on the street is that lolly cow guy, girl, person, she. I guess P bombed his channel or something like that, and that's why his channel got taken down. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah. It's very interesting. Very interesting situation. I still don't know why Lollycow and them are dislike Harry and Kevin. I'm still trying to figure that out. Maybe they should add me on Discord so we could have we so maybe maybe they know something I don't know that these these guys have done that merits the amount of hate they get. But I don't know. Urkel Rex and Buster Rex and Stanley Buster, I'll still be Bill, but yeah, they joined forces, Ryder Wilson. All these alleged preds, my bad. These all these alleged preds, they see us talking about them, right? Like Zexio and I and other groups, we talk about these individuals and we showcase the evidence, and the other preds are watching us. The other preds watch alleged preds watch us, so they see, oh, they're talking about another alleged pred. Let's be friends with them because if he's friends with us, then that means there's more of us than them, and it's like it doesn't look good that 4 or 5 alleged preds are in the same friends group. It kind of it makes us think that they start sharing their explicit images to each other because they don't care because they already done it. They already been exposed. It's crazy. You said apparently Kevin's a P3DO or something. Yeah, Steve from Machete Squad be roasting Oracle Racks and Buster Racks and Stanley. Yeah. Well, I think they stopped a little bit with Stanley because they kind of saw that he is very Down syndromely, very Down syndromey. Uh, he is Down syndrome to the max. If you hear him talk, you can tell that he's a little Down syndrome. That's why we laugh at him when he threatens people. He can't even leave his house. Almost always find each other, sick motherfucker. Yeah. At least that's a very common thing, right? Like we I guess always sneaking around these people, right? We and 99% of the time you see the same alleged preds in the same communities, and they're all like, yeah, this guy exposed me, but he's lying. That was the past. I didn't do this. This was 8 months ago. This was 2 weeks ago. Look, people, because if it happened yesterday, they're like, you got to move on. It's the past. It's the past. That's what a lot of alleged predators do, right? They get caught last week or something, and they're like, oh, I already moved on from it. It's the past. You guys only care about the past. They're like, motherfucker, it just happened last week. How the fuck is it the past when it just happened? Well, it is technically the past, but there's no statute of limitations when it comes to assaulting or extending explicit images to a child. Just because you did it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we're still going to remind you that you are in an alleged pred, and you shouldn't be around children. That's the main thing, right? If the police can't do much about it or they take a long ass time to do it, we we want to show people because every 3 4 months new people show up to their streams. There's new subscribers to their channels. There's so many different things that could happen, so we have to continuously tell the people that are joining their servers, joining their groups, joining their YouTube channels, saying, hey, this guy likes to talk to little kids. This guy's a P3DO. Here's the proof. And then they were like, oh my god, this happened months ago, get over it, this and that. Like, no, because there's still kids in your groups. You still have little kids in your groups that could easily get manipulated. And you saw that. You saw like DD stream, there's like 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds. Foxy Roxy had 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds on her group chats and her video and her channels. And then there was Faceless Soldier, John Davis, and Stanley there in the chat as mods. So yeah, we're gonna call it out every time we see it because we don't want these kids to get groomed. But the sad part is that these kids get manipulated, and then because they're following Roxy Foxy or Dee Dee and this and that, and if Dee Dee and Roxy Foxy say, "Oh, these guys are the bad people," these guys are the bad people, and these kids are so gullible that they believe it, and they start believing them more than they believing the real proof. and it's sad because luckily I don't I don't attack children when they attack me. I try to be very how do you say it, nice to them. Like I respond nicely. Because they're kids, and from what I see, because I look at their channels to make sure they're kids, and you watch their streams and you listen to their voices, and a lot of the times, you can hear a little autism out there in the voice, and and it's crazy. Yeah, it's a past. They're lying. I was never convicted. Blah blah blah. As they continue to surround themselves with. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Luisa. That's the main thing for us. If we can't, like, I have numerous conversations with police. The Hannah Marquez person, I'm gonna call tomorrow to hopefully they have the report ready so I could showcase it and show what the police do when a citizen sends them information of the person wanting to meet up with the underage child. What they do, what's the response, what happens after the information is given, because a lot of the times police always tell us, oh, we're gonna go check it out, we're gonna investigate, blah 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 blah. Weeks happen. I call them again, hey, what's going on with this information? Oh, we're still investigating, blah blah blah. And they're like, wait, I just gave you a voice clip where she wanted to meet this individual. She, like, how am I gonna know her address? How am I gonna know her phone number? How am I gonna know what she looks like? How am I gonna know her news? How am I gonna know all these things with her, her telling me? The voice in the conversation is her talking. You go to her channel, that's her voice. uh, it gets infuriating with police officers. I do get mad at police officers once in a while. I say some things that I shouldn't. Maybe that's why sometimes they don't like me. But after the fourth or fifth time I call or email and they're saying that they're investigating, it does get a little upsetting. So I do say some things that maybe that's why maybe they stop investigating. I don't know. But um, sloppy shoes. So be a police. No, 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 no. I don't think I can because there's so many restrictions, right, Rashid? And I understand. I understand the police because they have to have all this evidence, but then we give them all the evidence in a silver platter. There's videos of these alleged preds confessing that they've done these things on their own YouTube channels. We send them that, and they're still like, "Oh, we got to investigate. We're gonna contact this and that. We're gonna do this." I'm like, wait, the individual that we sent you all the screenshots made a video admitting he did these things. Where that should be enough. Like, come on, like the person on his own channel made a video saying, guys, I fucked up. I sent news to a minor, blah 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 blah. How is that not enough? My mind blown sometimes, but I keep pushing, right? I keep pushing, I keep pushing, I keep pushing. It is crazy. Gideon needs to set up Urkel racks, the Blusser rack to show up at his house so he can, and that will be the best way to get a person arrested for the most part. Uh, Sadly, we can't. A lot of the alleged preds that we have, they live in different states than I live in. If I could find like a group here in the United States that manages all the 50 states, like they have like different people in different areas of the country. Uh, if they don't have a SoCal person, I will gladly be the SoCal person. If it's 3 or 4 hours away from me, I think like that kind of group, right? Like there's so many pred hunters and they're different groups, like some in NorCal, some in Nevada, some in Iowa, some in so when someone's talking to an alleged pred, they could be like, oh, this guy lives in Arkansas. Oh yeah, we got a guy that lives in this area. He's 2-3 hours away from that individual. Boom, let's contact that guy. Boom, let's send him. But we don't. Gideon travels throughout the states to catch. Yeah, yeah, but he has like a large YouTube channel, so he gets paid. He gets paid for the video that he makes. We don't get paid. Like I think that's the main reason that we can't really do much when it comes to traveling because we don't get paid, right? And we work and we have to provide. I think if if I was able to get paid to do this, then I'll be traveling everywhere as well. But because I can't. Uh, I try to do it online, and it's a little bit tougher because a police station getting a call from a person from California, and he's calling the Nebraska police station. They kind of don't take it as serious. But if you're at the person's house and you call 911 and they show up, it's way more effective. This is the fault of the police, capitalist, liberal, communists. No, I'm sure they're trying to get them, but maybe they have restrictions, or I don't know, man. It's a very I can't say I know exactly why police don't do much when it comes to these type of things. I'm guessing because it's through the phone. It's not like I'm in front of the because a lot of times police show up when you're in front of the person's house, right? When you watch these predator hunting videos where the person goes to the house, the guy's there, and they call the police right in front of the guy, and the police shows up, and he gets arrested. Sometimes nothing happens. Maybe they get a statement, and that's it. Yeah, it's way different online than what you call it, meeting the person in person. It's a little bit more dangerous meeting the person in person because you never know the mental state of this individual, but they're more effective. Like the police will show up every time, and yeah. But yeah, I'm waiting for the report from Hannah. Hopefully, there's a body cam footage I could get, so I could show it on here, so that you guys could see exactly the conversation that Hannah had with the police officers. Hopefully, they did. I'm hoping that the police showed up with their body cams on, but we will see. Just watch one of Larry's videos on his awesome Colorado channel, and he called you out for talking about him being friends with Daniel. Yeah. Well, hey, what? Send it to me on Discord. I want to see. I was kind of rude to him because he was getting into business that he shouldn't. He tried to get into a discussion when it wasn't about him. And I did call him out for being friends with Daniel. Of course, he was trying to call out other people, right? He was trying to call out uh, ZTV, Bio Kevin for having Junko, right? Junko as a friend, right? And I'm like, wait, but you were defending Daniel Roth. You were defending him every time. So what makes you higher and better than these other people you're accusing of when you were defending another one? Come on, man. And you were friends with Junko too until fucking he got exposed. So shut the fuck up. But I do want to see the video where he calls me out. I guess you can send it to me on Discord. Um, he's a The police need so much proof, then the DA needs enough evidence to make a stake. Laws need to change. Yeah, and I understand that, Luis. So that's why, like, I do get frustrated, but I know that they have to follow protocol. They have to have numerous amount of. That's why we try to send them as much as possible. Converse like even or when we decoy, we try to get as much evidence to show that the person on the other side is that person, like voice clips, pictures. We want them to we want them to be like, oh yeah, it is him. So when they do confront him, they'll compare the voice of the conversation on whatever platform they're chatting and with the person that they're meeting up with at their house. And even then, it's still hard. Who's Adam? Adam is the guy that was. It was AI. That's his name. Adam was the guy that was The one that says Jesus is my best friend or some bullshit like that on his PFP. So he has a Mexican friend. That's what he's trying to say. Jesus is his best friend. He's so oblivious, is insane. Has to involve himself in other people's beef because no one cares about his boring ass. Not really. Not like he only like he only relevant when he talks about Daniel, right? And even then, people are like, whatever. Uh, like he was best friends with them, pretty much. They're BFFs. So so after a while, when people were showcasing him talking to underage children, Daniel, and Daniel saying, "Oh, my finger slipped." It's like, how does your finger slip from cute to sexy as fuck? It's stupid. Only dumb people will believe that shit. And when it comes to dumb people, Antoine is very stupid. He believed it, but then again, he um, he said a little girl was cute for some reason. But I don't know, man. It's crazy. That guy is annoying. Always jumps in to defend F4S when he's not even a friend or member. Yeah. Well, Daniel Roth dislikes the F4S now, from what I see. He's obsessed with wrestling otaku, from what I've seen. He's very. He's like a bitter ex girlfriend when it comes to that guy. He every time otaku posts something, Daniel Roth is there to sniff his ass, sniff his fart, and everything. Adam loves Stanley Bell. Yeah, well, he did for a little bit until I called him out. If I wouldn't have called him out, Soviet or Romanov, he would have still been on being friends with them. Because he's so stupid, he doesn't understand that there's the people that if Steve or myself or Zexio or Ninja or Rev, if they're calling out someone, most more than likely they're very heinous people. And then you see Adam there. Oh, you're good, bro. You're right. These people won't do shit to you. Come here, come suck on my nipple. Shit like that. It's like, come on, dude. You try to be a super saver hoe, but you're defending Preds. You fucking moron. That's what I'm saying. Like, Adam, I know you watch my shit. So stop defending weirdos. You talk shit about Daniel Roth, right? Him liking Lolicon. You call him Lolly Boy. But you are still friends with Leon that he also likes lolicon and sexualizes underage stuff. Like, come on. You're a hypocrite. That's why when I see you cry about yourself, oh, they villainize me. They villainize me. No one cares about you, Adam. And that's the truth, Adam. No one cares about your past. No one cares about you. No one cares about nothing. You make yourself look stupid when you're trying to put yourself in the drama. When people are having a discussion about their situations, you come in and yeah, what they're doing to this person is the same thing they did to me. They villainize me. And like, shut the fuck up. No one cares. You're just there to watch. Shut the fuck up. All right, there. I had a little quick rant. Keep on sending. I'm pretty sure they welcome it. Decent police officers don't like trouble. Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of good police. I'm not saying that police officers are bad or they're crazy or they're lazy or none of that. It's just sometimes when I guess when we think, right, when we think we have enough evidence, we have confessions, we have the screenshots, we have video voice recordings, we have all these things, and and in our minds we're like, hell yeah, like if I was a police officer, the confession of the person saying, confession of the person being accused of doing heinous things to kids, the screenshots where he was sending stuff to kids, the voice clips of him saying some nasty things to these underage children, the phone number of the person, the address, where he works at, stuff like that. You would think like, okay, no normal person will know all this information. Maybe they're right about this guy. Let's investigate further. And sometimes it doesn't, man. Sometimes it's crazy. What's up, Godot? I kind of am saying constantly, well, you are Princess Soviet, but I think it's protocol for them, But it's a crazy, crazy, crazy time, man. But yeah, and it's sad. It's sad. Yeah, I went on a little rant there on Adam. Is that I see him in everybody's ass, right? Like someone farts and fucking Adam's right there ready to smell it, and it strikes to me as a very odd individual. It, when other people talk about the people he's friends with, he's like, no, they're witch hunting, they're lying, it's fake news, it's this and that. But when someone says something about the person he dislikes, he's like, oh yeah, I knew he was that. I knew this motherfucker was this. I knew that. It's like, wait, how they lied to you? How the fuck? But because he has so much hatred towards these people that anything negative about them, he will jump on the quote unquote his term bandwagon and attack these people. But then when it's one of his friends, it's like, no, it can't be. Where's the proof? You're just witch hunting. It's like, motherfucker, we just showed you proof. We showed you evidence that Leon was, doing a smash and pass on underage, characters. They even said it. It was like a 13, 14-year old. They wanted to smash and shit. To me, that's disturbing. Like, some people don't think animated art of underage children doing sexual things is bad. I do. And Leon did that with his butt buddy Kyle. They deleted the videos because they knew they fucked up. If they thought that they didn't fuck up, they wouldn't have deleted none of those videos. But they did because they're pieces of shit. Oh man, yeah, yeah. Goddamn, yeah. Fuck Adam, Lisa. Yeah, and they could come in and say their piece, but yeah, we already talked about Leon of the Templars. Yeah, that weird ass motherfucker. No, no, I'm talking about. I finished my little rant about police, uh, about people getting probation. People get paying $690 to the victim as restitution. The guy has to take a mental assessment. He impregnated a 15-year-old, and they only gave him that, right? Uh, so the first 47 minutes or 45 minutes was me kind of ranting about that. Now I think it's so I'm done ranting about that. As you can see, I don't have to say too much about it. The law sometimes doesn't do justice, or how Godot Blend says, the truth always prevails. I'm gonna steal that one of these days, Godot. And I saw that you're gonna talk about that Michael Greenway tomorrow. I'll most likely watch it. I might not comment too much because I'll be most likely at work, but I'll most likely listen to it. If you see my eyes there, that means I'm listening, but I won't be able to communicate too much on on your chat. So yeah, I'll be watching it most likely. You know, it's definitely disturbing, sloppy. Yeah, yeah, it's always disturbing, man. Oh, man, my blood went crazy to right now, man. My blood was pumping. I am Jason dating Michael Greenway. Yeah, 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 for sure. Darker Mike. But yeah, let me. Fuck, I didn't even put the damn. Hold on. Now that I'm done with my crying and whining and ranting, I could post that there. Yeah. But yeah, silver lining. There's I think last couple months ago, they did a stinging operation where they got 205 uh, alleged predators. So that's a W. I wish we had those type of resources. It was the FBI, but the crazy part, it was throughout the United States, right? Different counties and stuff like that, and they got 205. And us over here on YouTube, we're getting three or four, maybe sometimes five, a month, and they have so much resources. They could travel, they could do all this. To me, 205 is good, but not FBI good. You know what I mean? Between us, us meaning Zexio and I and Romanov and our group and Godot's group and different two or other smaller groups, I'm sure we caught 20, maybe 25, and that's without resources, like no police help, like no. So, like I said, 205 is it's cool, but yeah, I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like a lot for the FBI that has the best equipment, the best stuff. But like I said, it's a silver lining. It's good, but people online, I think, are more efficient, I guess you could say. But because we don't have the backup of the law, we could only, I guess, expose and report. We can't do much more than that, sadly. But yeah, yeah. Michael Greenway is a piece of doo doo. Wait till you hear the Bible crap at the beginning. Kaylin is willing to do anything for Legos. God damn! Hey, Legos. Maybe the price was up back in the day for Legos, so the currency for Legos might have been at least 50. Well, both over 50. Yeah, yeah, exposed. And that's the stat. Like like we're very proud of exposing these people, but we would rather have them behind bars or some type of punishment, right? Because it's a slap to our faces when we catch them, and then we expose them, we showcase them. People are upset, and we contact the authorities, and then the authorities take 3 or 4 months for something to happen, and then they're still roaming the internet world 3 or 4 months, and the people are like, "Hey, Godot," or "Hey, Sloppy," or "Hey, Zexio. I thought this guy was a pred. Why is he still on YouTube?" It's like, well, fuck, we can't. We can't do after we send all the information to local authorities or whatever. We can't do much more about that. We can't go over there and beat them up, right? We can't. Eh, so I feel sad or upset sometimes when people that saw the videos of us exposing these predators, they're like, "Hey, that guy's still in the servers and stuff like that." Like, fuck, we were doing as much as legally possible we could do to get these people, and sadly, sometimes police don't want to hear us, and it's crazy. Mike Greenway's on a MLP odd guy. Yeah, not much happens to them. Yeah, Terry, it's sad. You're doing a good job, Sloppy. Well, we're trying. It's not just me. It's a lot of us behind the scenes. We send each other information, and we talk about different types of people, different communities that have certain people that do these things. And we're only a few amount. A couple people. So we try our best, but it's sad sometimes because we will want to do more. We want to do more, but we're limited with based on legalities. We can't go up there and beat up the pred, alleged pred. We can't do harm to them. We can't. All we could do is like a security guard, right? We're pretty much like security guards. We observe and report. That's all we could do. we can't. We can't. We can't take it and be vigilantes. We're not we're trying to do it the legal way, but sometimes the not legal way is very, very tempting. Wear my cape and take my car and put some bat on the front of my hood and drive to the Pred's house or something. No, 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 I'm Batman. Something, but we try to do it most the legal way, uh, and and expose them to their friends, right? If they have a YouTube channel, then we would expose them, show their YouTube channel, let the people around them know, hey, this guy likes to talk to little kids. If you have friends that are underage, I would recommend to get them away from this guy. He asks for nudes, he sends nudes. That's all we could do, legally. You guys are doing the right. We try, but we try to. There's a few instances that we are naughty, but then again, there's other groups that they don't care, right? There's other groups that do it a little bit more maliciously, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. They're good. They're good in my book. You know, they might not do it as the way we do it, but it's it's efficient and it works sometimes. Most of the time you do all the loud and I'm grateful for. We try, yeah. Like I said, we try. Um, a lot of the groups that we're in, they want to do it the right way, but like they get a little upset too that these people are still roaming the internet world. It's crazy. Like this guy, right? He's gonna be living his life no matter what. Must complete parenting classes. Even more horrifying that he's a parent and still did this. Well, he's a future parent. John, I think what is it? John, right? John. Hold on, forgot the name. Yeah, John. Yeah, he's going to be a future. Are any of my comments getting through? Well, just that one. You got if you're saying any like crazy things. If it's going through review, mods allow all the messages to go through. But if it's YouTube doing it, then I apologize. I don't. I'm not the owner of YouTube. But yeah, he is. He is going to. He's going to be a future father because he impregnated the 15-year-old. That's the main reason he's going to parenting classes. What's up, goddess? I haven't even read all the messages. My bad. Sloppy, when you end the stream, can I talk to you when you are done with the stream? Yeah, for sure, Giselle. Whenever I finish, you can hit me up on Discord and we could talk there. I go, hi Giselle, hog tied up on my porch, called the cops. Yeah, I will do more than that. He was resisting. He was resisting, so I had to use a little bit of force with my fist to subdue the individual. Any in my cup? Yeah, man, I just must be saying some naughty things. Hey, you're a naughty man. You're a naughty man. Trespassing, they did nothing to her but fine her. Trespass. Yeah. Well, yeah, if they trespass, of course, you got to defend your property. So, yeah, if a couple of punches and a couple of knees to the face of this individual are warranted, then so be it. Sloppy high. Yes, man, I'm about to jump on the stream here in a few. I don't give a fuck. Well, yeah, come in if you want, for sure. Oh, must have read it wrong, honestly. Hopefully, the mom keeps the kid away from him. Yeah. Fuck that guy. That's Mason guy. And like I said, he lives in Arkansas. That should show you how Arkansas laws are. Yeah, they're very, very naughty over there. Someone gets assaulted, and the guy has to pay the girl money as like if she's a prostitute. He's like, "Oh, you assaulted me. Oh, my bad. I forgot to pay you. Here you go. Here's $690 for your service." So now it's not sexual assault anymore. You're a prostitute now, 15-year-old girl. It's sad. I'll send it to you on Discord. Hold on, that's a lot of eyeballs. I was with a key stream. I said bonjour, and they didn't allow me to say what. They dislike the French people, Rashi. Sloppy, when I go after Pert, the darker side of me comes out. Yeah, I can see that. I slip on ice. Where's Zexio? Where is he? Come on in, Chupapi. I know you're awake. Get your ass in here if you want. Bonjour, goddess. Chupapi. Bonjour. Hi. I'm scared of Zexio, Princess Lapi, and Goda because they will expose me for being a monster. Oh, well, yes. Most likely. But let me, I think, do I have it pinned? Hold on. Let me see. I should pin it. Oh, there it is. Pinned. Yeah, Chupapi, I'm about to go to sleep. You bad Chupapi. What? You can stay awake for another 30 minutes. I'm just kidding. Go to sleep. I lost my train of thought. Chupapi, bro. Hands yellow, heart red. What? It's pinned. There you go. Yeah, 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 for sure. Most of the people could come in. There's a few people that I'm like, if it's not about you, you can't come in. But if it's about Preds, I will allow people that talk about alleged Preds on here because it's the topic about alleged Preds. Oh, that's pretty gay, Zexio. I'm just kidding. You have a good night. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Sloppy Zexio. You have no idea what me and Zexio talk about on DMs. Love at first light. I tagged you on Discord so you can see what I said. YouTube blocked. Hold on. Let me go on. Right. You said, yeah, I don't know if my other comment went through earlier, but I just heard about the nearly $700 of restitution for impregnating a 15-year-old. Nah, that dude needs the axe. Yeah, yeah, he does. Yeah, I think because he said axe, maybe. I don't know, but it should be. I don't know. If the mods see that people messages are held for review, just accept it. But, I don't. What do you call it? Take away people's rights to say what they want. I'm good with that. I ship sloppy and Zexio. Yeah, for sure. And then let me see. All of you are me and Bully. Hold on. All right. Oh, okay. Let me see.
Alright, is it live? Better be. So I'm gonna be addressing a couple things that happened last night on SNS. Okay, hold on. Might even title with that too. Addressing what happened on SNS last night. I'm trying to find my stream. I think it's here.
All right. What? John Wilson? No, John Wilson. John West Milson. I forgot. Weston. Goddamn, I forgot your name. John something. Muslin. There you go. What's the timestamp where he starts talking about naughty old sloppy? And I don't want to play it on here because they're infamous for trying to copyright strike me. So I'll play it on my phone. Mason Gibson sounds like a needy name. I'm sure he was bullied. I don't know. He says he was drunk when he got impregnated. John Muslin got into the mischief. Uh, he should be somewhere on the top. John Muslin. I'm tired to be honest. Who's that? It's some guy I guess that dislikes me. Or not dislikes me, but he didn't like that I called him out for being friends with a lolly boy. I'm guessing he was upset that I told him to shut the fuck up. That people are having a conversation and he tried to butt in. Uh, maybe a couple of things that I said. I try to be nice to him, but he came in and he was trying to be naughty, so I kind of told him to shut up. I'm sorry, I got a random serotonin spike. What does that mean? God is a mischief. What does that mean? Like, what happens when you get a serotonin spike? Like, what happens? That's something new. You could explain to me on chat. But you have a point though. Yes, love. Yeah, yeah. Well, sometimes I try to when I speak. I try to I get happy for 20 seconds. Oh, what kind of happy? Well, you should be happy all the time, not just for for 20 seconds, goddess. You know, you should do stuff to increase your serotonin. Go to, I think you should look into Dark Hermite, aka Jason Wilkins. Yeah, there's gonna be a good amount of people looking into him. Like I said, I want to have a chat with them. Hopefully, he doesn't say any racial slurs, but just regular happiness, depression. So yeah, depression does suck. Goddess of mischief, indeed. I guess, like it's rare that I get what you call it, sad, but I do get sad sometimes, right? You know, I think the main thing that I get sad of is that I'm getting old. That I think I have maybe like 40 years left, and then that's it. I think that's my depression. But I don't want to get you guys depressed about that, so I'm gonna forget about that today. I'll think about it tonight when I'm watching videos of me being young or something. I have so much hate towards Jason. I still don't like. From what I've seen, I dislike him, but I wanna hear. But if the only I guess bad part is that if they do claim that he is mentally 10 years old, do I have to like talk to him like he's 10 years old, or am I able to have an adult conversation with them? That'll be the tough conversation, you know, because if they're claiming that he's mentally 10 years old, do I have to kind of talk to him like one of my children to kind of get stuff out of him, or what? Because talking to a 10-year old, it's tough to get them to answer things. You know, like, hey, who took the cookies? Uh, I don't know. I don't know. There was no cookies there. Yeah, there was cookies there. I put them there 2 minutes ago. I don't know where they went. Like that kind of conversations, and it's a very tough conversation to have because then I might get a little frustrated. Uh, so yeah, I'd like to ask you, what's your take on Predator Redemption? What do you mean, Godot? Like, is that like a show or like or like a person redeeming himself? A person redeeming himself and not being a P3DO anymore, or what? Can you elaborate? Because yeah, there's a very different things a predator could be redeemed, right? Like depending on the age, depending on the severity, depending on how many, depending on the actions, depending on the mental state of the individual. There's a lot of factors when it comes to someone redeeming themselves from being a P3DO, right? So I guess to answer your question is base it's case on cases, different cases, you know. Oh no, like when a predator claims they want to redeem themselves, do you believe they can be redeemed? uh, yes and no. Like I said, I think an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old has a better chance of redeeming themselves than a 25-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old. I think, like I said, it depends on the circumstance. Depends on if the guy, let's say the 19 is a 19-year-old kid, he sent a inappropriate image to a 16-year-old, and because he liked her, right? Because they were talking and he really liked her, blah blah blah, whatever. And he didn't think anything wrong because the age gap is so close. But other people might see it wrong and confront him and be like, "Hey, what the fuck, you pedo? You sent your image to a 16-year-old. She's a minor, blah blah blah." And the guy's like, "Oh shit, I didn't think it was that of a big of an issue. You know, we've been talking for 6 months, blah blah blah." And people are like, "No, no, you're a P3DO. You deserve to die, blah 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 blah, whatever." I think those type of individuals most likely could redeem themselves. But a guy that wants a girl to poop on them and travel to Arizona or wherever he was supposed to be, or Nevada, yeah, those are not redeemable. And you know what I'm talking about, Godot. No, really now. Then you'll definitely want to stay tuned to Mike's deal tomorrow because of him. I learned that SpongeBob has a strip club. Uh, what is the what is this world coming to when SpongeBob has a strip club? Fucking SpongeBob. I'm sure. What's her name? What's that? The squirrel's name? Patty or what's the names of the squirrel? She's over there popping it for Patrick. What the fuck? My God, I'm telling you. Yeah. So, like I said, different circumstances. Possibly, but if you're 31, 30 years old, 30, 45 years old, you know better, right? You know better. You know that you can't be talking to underage children. So those I feel like are not redeemable. But when you're 18, 19, 20, you have a higher possibility of redeeming yourself and not being the person that you were 2, 3 years ago. That's why I say it's case by case, and depending on the age, depending on the severity, depending on what he wanted from the person, stuff like that. But yeah, man. But yeah, strip club, goddamn, that's crazy. I didn't even want to look. I'm not even. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. I didn't even want to ask. I don't want to know exactly what the scenario is with the SpongeBob. I'll most likely watch it. I'll watch it tomorrow and maybe feel disgusted. I don't know. We'll see. But dude, it gets worse. He's got chats about Thomas the Tank Engine. Not Thomas the Tank Engine! uh, having a strip club. Sonic has one. LP has one. Little pet shop has one. Mike is he's a dirty, dirty boy. Yeah, I say fucking Thomas, man. Thomas the Train over there throwing his hard-earned dollars at the strip club, watching Percy, and I forgot. I don't know money. My one of my kids loves Thomas the Train. He loves Thomas the Train, and I'm like, now I can't tell him that Thomas the Train has a strip club. I I don't want to ruin his childhood, even though he's 19. But he's 19 and still likes Thomas the Train. He is wild. So I don't want to ruin his view on Thomas or Percy or Gordon or I forgot all the other ones. That's the only ones I know. But damn, My Little Pony, they have freaking Sparkle Charm over there twerking it on the strip club. Goddamn, I didn't even want to think about it. Oh, I'm trying to get that out of my head. Get that shit out of it. Let's change this topic. Let's change the topic. Uh, and Mike is one of Josh's G's friends. Good dot. Don't forget the My Little Pony strip club too. Yeah, yeah, he said that. That's oh man. Oh dude. I have 10-minute intro sequence before the interview starts, then a 10-minute rant at the end. Oh man. Hopefully it's not a long ass one because I have short term memory sometimes or short I have TikTok brain sometimes. But if he is talking about Thomas the Train having a strip club, then I am intrigued. I want to see what this guy's mind is thinking because that's a weird mindset. But I'm sure there is countless and countless of people that have the same mentality as him. Sadly, I saw Thomas the Magic Railroad movie. I've seen it too, numerous of times. John Muslin. Like I said, my kid since he was I want to say 4 years old, he was in love. Well, he's still in love with Thomas. He he has all the trains. He knows all the trains. He knows all the videos, all the DVDs, all the movies. He's like I said before in a different stream. Uh, my firstborn is autistic, so he was all into that stuff. But my kid doesn't talk to underage kids, because people blame autism as a reason why they talk to underage each other. Like, no, you're crazy, But yeah, he still loves Thomas the Train. Right now, he's into Pokemon, the game, not the game, but the card game, the fighting game is like Dungeons and Dragons shit. And I'm like, nah, motherfucker, go play some sports. Anyways, I need bleach. I give Goat out everything. God damn. Well, appreciate Goddess of Mischief for all the information you have given him. It's always appreciated that people share information like that. Sad that you had to look at the stuff, but that's part of the job. Sometimes you're gonna see some very naughty things. Just make sure that you take some time off sometimes to decompress. Sloppy, I rant a lot, so you can handle 10 minutes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you rant a lot all day in my damn DMs, motherfucker. Sometimes I don't even write back. I'm like, I'll let him rant for a little bit, and then I'll respond with a "that's cool" at the end. I grew up watching a few episodes of Thomas and Theodore Tugboat. I don't know about the Tugboat. They were calming shows way better than that spoiled ball little shit Kailu. Kailu. I never watched Kailu. Mine was the Power Rangers, the Angry Beavers, Ren and Stimpy, Rocco's Modern Life. Those were my go to. Doug, shit like that. I started playing Angry Birds when I was little, and I still play Angry Birds. Yeah. Well, playing games is cool, right? But when you start making strip clubs on My Little Pony and Thomas the Train, then your mind is off the rails. Pun intended. It's caused so much. What do you call it? What is it? What does Thomas's train say when everything's getting messed up? You're causing something confusion, delays and confusion, or some bullshit like that. I forgot. Well, sloppy autism and not. Yeah, well, they use it a lot. General Sand. This just in: Paw Patrol now has a strip club. Oh my god! I'm pretty sure Dee Dee frequents that strip club since he enjoys Paw Patrol corn. I'm sure Dee Dee will enjoy that area of the strip club. Fucking Dee Dee. I can never see Thomas never normal again. Me neither. Hopefully, there's not that many images on that video that you're gonna make, Godot, that shows Thomas the train doing some naughty things at the strip club. I watched Kalu when I was a kid, and Kalu the little bar tart. Yeah, most likely. What's next? No, don't bring Bluey in this. Oh, Mike Greenway needs Jesus. Yes, he needs more than Jesus. He needs a hammer in the back of his head. Not by me, by Thomas or by SpongeBob or one of these motherfuckers. Mr. Conductor says you're causing confusion and delay. There you go, confusion and delay. There you go. See, you're autistic, General Sense. You remember Thomas? I'm just kidding. Yeah. So they're causing confusion and delay while having strip clubs. No wonder no work is getting done at the train station. They've been spending all their time at the strip club. Uh, how did we go from this Mason Gibson to Thomas the Train strip club? Oh my god. I'm telling you, some of the times my streams turn into some funny stuff, some naughty funny stuff. But yeah, man, my rant on this guy is complete. But I did enjoy the conversations about the upcoming video that most likely I am going to pull my remaining hair out. Uh, Khalil is the devil, just like Fun Fun Coffee, or by me. And I have loved Undertale since I was seventh grade, and I will never stop loving Undertale. Great music and cool characters. Never really watched that show, but if you like it, then I'll most likely know like it. I'm sure the stuff that you're watching was far right cartoons, stuff like that. So yeah, I don't watch none of that Fox News cartoons. Ah, what's up, Saya Kisaragi? There you go. That's it, right? Right. Bonjour, madame. Comment allez-vous? Où va bien? Comme ci, comme ça. I'm gonna go to hunt more preds. See ya. Log into Fortnite. No, you gotta log into Roblox. Goddess Mischief. Dude, if you want me to spoil you the entire strip club list he's got. No, 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 no. Don't do that. I wanna I wanna be shocked on the premiere. Because if you tell me all this now, then I have it ready. I'll be already expecting it. So I rather not. I rather be in awe when I see it instead of already knowing what's gonna happen. I rather see it with my own eyes. It's not political. I don't know, man. Everything you send me is political. I'll get banned easily. Trust me. Pretty sure. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. From what I hear, Roblox is getting sued by families. I guess claiming that their terms doesn't help children get protected, something like that. So I don't know how good that lawsuit will be, but I'm guessing a lot of people are going to join that bandwagon and maybe file a class action suit against Roblox for having alleged predators in those games. I don't know how good the lawsuit could be, but if it's a lot of people joining the class action suit, I'm sure Roblox will pay some money. But bye. Have a great stream. Appreciate you. Yeah. Roblox es un arnaque en black. Un groupe de prédateurs la base et l'entreprise ne fait absolument rien. Il devait arrêter de jouer au Roblox in 2025, 2015. Yes, I don't speak French, Saya. I only know bonjour, comment allez-vous, où va bien, je jouais le basket, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I don't know numbers. And then how to say, je m'appelle Slappy. Tu t'appelles Saya. Shit like that. No, but I don't know how to have like a full on conversation, Saya. I only know the basics. Not everything I send is political. Yeah, it is. Most of the stuff is like Russian shit, and I'm like, I ain't gonna watch this nonsense. Tonight, that's not political. Well, I said most of the stuff. I didn't say everything. Most of the stuff that you send me is about the Russian stuff, and I'm like, I ain't trying to watch that shit. Don't sue me. My favorite game, Bronx. I am a bus driver on Roblox, and don't make fun of me driving on Roblox. Well, games are games. Right? People play emulators, right? The airplane emulators. People play bus driver emulators, truck driving emulators, uh, stuff like that. So I guess it's normal nowadays that people want to use emulators to do stuff, play games. But yeah, an hour and a half there. See, it's a good conversation. I appreciate the people that engage with me and change the topic, um, because yeah, it does get infuriating talking about Preds constantly, but we got to do it. But I do appreciate the people that joined, that said what's up. 2 hours, please. No, no, no. I can't. I can't. I can only do an hour and a half because I gotta do some housework. I gotta mow the lawn, and I gotta go pick up some gym equipment from my friend's house. I stopped playing Roblox in 2015. I was 16 around that time. I'm not surprised it went downhill. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of games that have children. Some, there's predators, right? And it's so easy to fall for them when you're a child because the Roblox character looks innocent, right? The Roblox character looks like uh, it could be someone normal looking, but it's a mask that a lot of predators use so they could lure children, and they have a little bit more money so they could buy like the cool accessories, right? They could buy the cool accessories for their character, and kids that don't have money, they're like, "Oh my God, how'd you get this? Oh, don't worry, I'll buy you. I'll give you some Robux or whatever that bullshit is." And that's how they become friends. Oh, so and so is so nice to me. Always give me Robux or whatever, and I'm gonna be his friend, not knowing it could be a 30-year-old, 40-year-old man luring these kids to engage in conversation, and then they start, I guess you could say grooming. I'm not saying it happens well, it does happen a lot. Never mind. But it happens with the parents not noticing because the parents don't really pay attention, and it's sad. It's disturbing. You know what I mean? And the company claims it doesn't do vigilante activity that is way different than catching predators. Yeah, yeah. Well, sadly, predators are able to roam. Predators are able to roam the internet world, and when people expose them, they're the ones getting their channels taken down. We like when I make streams, or when Zexio makes streams, when Ninja makes streams, with people that do exposures, we have to be we have to correctly word the things we gotta say. We can't say, "Oh, this guy does this guy does that." We can't because then they flag us. They That's why most of the time I can't even show videos because people are always um, reporting my channel. People report our channels, people report our videos, people report all these things, and 95% of the time nothing happens, but that 5% that your video gets taken down is a little upsetting because you're trying to expose these people, but because YouTube or Roblox or whichever platform, they lean more towards them to help them out, and then they ban us, or they hide us, or the algorithm doesn't showcase us because we're talking about something negative that happens in communities. And I think YouTube doesn't want us to expose these type of things. And we're small channels, so it's very hard for us to reach out to numerous amount of people because it's not a positive thing. Like if I were to make shorts of me traveling, right, my YouTube channel will explode, right? But like most of my shorts where I show that I'm traveling, they get way more views than any of my streams that I do. So that because it's something positive, something traveling, people will like that. But when it comes to like I guess alleged preds, YouTube doesn't like pushing that out as much. Is you grow slowly. You grow slowly, so it's harder for us to showcase these individuals to a large audience, and it's sad sometimes, because we want to show a lot of people these pieces of shit alleged predators, but we can't because we have smaller channels. The bigger channels, they they're doing really good, and hopefully one day one of the big channels uh, catches one of our streams and sees the stuff and hits it up. I think that's what we need. Bigger channels to kind of join in to help us get these smaller YouTubers out, because most of the bigger YouTubers that are doing like the catching, predators, they get the bigger ones, and that's why their channels grow faster. But we try to do the smaller ones. Let me see who's sending me stuff. Let me see. What is your stream? Okay, my bad. I'm reading some messages and I'm responding to some people. There you go. All right, responded to one person. Make a video. Let's see. I'm sorry for being a pedophile. They mean this happened, Mike Greenway. That's what they always say. They always say, "I didn't mean to," or "I apologize. I'm a better person." Yeah. After a while, it's like you're watching a repeat of something, right? You confront a alleged pred, and they say the same things as another pred. Oh, it wasn't my fault. I didn't mean to, or you know, it was an accident. I'm a better person. I moved on. Stuff like that, and it happens every time. I was manipulated. They made me do it. They made me send these images, or I wasn't thinking right. And you hear it so often that you kind of already know when you confront someone exactly what they're gonna say. You ask them this: "Oh, so why did you send it?" "Oh, I don't know. I wasn't thinking correctly. I was thinking with my other brain," and it's like, or well, she asked for them, or he, depending on, or it, or them, they, you know. So it's a repeat, rinse and repeat. I think, like I said in my other streams, I think all these alleged preds go to the same pred school where they teach them what to say when you get caught to make it seem like you weren't doing it on purpose. I don't know. That's how I feel. That's how I feel sometimes, that these alleged preds uh, go to the same school. They have John Davis and Dee Dee being the instructors, teaching all these future preds to to know what to say when they get caught doing something. I was manipulated. He's the one that manipulated me. Uh, I did it, but I didn't know the age. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm telling you. Salute, Jack Quay. Your girlfriend's here. Welcome. It's like Groundhog Day, perverted version. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy, crazy people. I'm telling you. And sadly, you know, the Sonic community, from what I've encountered, has the most, P3DOs that I've encountered. Like a couple of MOP, a couple of Dragon Ball Z, a couple of I guess Paw Patrol, but the most that I've seen is the Sonic community, and it's sad because I like Sonic. Not anymore. Well, I do, but every time I go into a channel that has Sonic characters kissing each other and stuff like that, I'm like, oh my god. Like Autumn, right? Autumn, Autumn Parrish. She has an OC, or online character, I guess, that she claims is 12, and another OC that she claims is 20, kissing each other. Some people might think that's okay because they're animated characters, but I don't. Fuck that. All right, Lisa, I appreciate you. Free Raja. Who's Raja? Oh, I know who it is. On, I'll respond to that right now. WB. Oh, and also Jay Lee spit my coffee out laughing when you talked about Sandy popping off Patrick at the strip. Hey, you don't know. Hey, sometimes you gotta think like them, because it's this weird way to think like that, but sometimes you gotta become them. Not like doing the stuff, but think what they would think, right? Not do any actions. I don't want that to be fucking clip saying that. See, Sloppy wants to be like them. Nah, fuck that. My words weren't said correctly. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, it's fine. Uh, I'm sure someone's gonna clip that and say, "See, Sloppy wants to be like us." No, fuck that. For example, Spring Boy, aka Spring Nons. What the f don't matter if it's cartoon or not. It is still girl. Well, some people think it's okay. But WB, I saw that. I saw a video. Isn't that like Rampage Jackson's kid? Um, from what I hear, I think he punched a wrestler numerous of times, and I don't know if he's facing any charges. I don't know if that was a work, like you guys call it, a scene. But yeah, hopefully it was a scene and it was just for the view. But from what I saw, the videos of him punching the individual, it didn't seem like it was a work. But yeah, very interesting. You mean like what Mike is thinking when he makes these chats? Yeah. Yeah, that kind of good dog. Fuck that. People are gonna be like, "What? Zoppy said he wants to be like us. He could join our group. We could show him all the ins and outs of being a pred. We could send him to our school and teach him how to be one." Fuck that. If the two characters are adult, that's fine. But if one of the characters is kid and the other one is adult, well, that's tell that to Autumn Parish. So be it. From what I've seen, the characters are 12 and 20. Yeah, like it's crazy. But maybe she's gonna say they're aged up next time she gets confronted. I don't know. I can't wait for Sandy to pop my shit at the club. Yeah. He's like, fuck, I had a hard day at work. Now I could go back into my Discord server and go into the server where Sandy is popping it for a player. Romanovs. I'm gonna call you Soviet because that's how I know you. I don't want you change your name every month, so I'm gonna keep it as Soviet. Uh, if you want to confront me, fight me, bro, or sis. Well, all right. Well, I'll call you Shadow, I guess, instead of Romanov, because yeah, you change your names quite often. So fuck that. I ain't gonna bend my knee to that. You, I've known you one way. That's why you change it every few months. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna call you what I feel like I'm gonna call you. I'm just kidding. I'll call you Shadow for now until you get me upset, and I'll call you Soviet. But yeah, man, crazy. But man, see, I was supposed to edit an hour and a half. Now I went over my limit, so I will end it right now. I appreciate the people that came in, engaged. Good dot. I'll see your video tomorrow, most likely. Uh, hopefully, it's not as sickening as I'm imagining. I'm trying not to imagine it, but now that you said all these strip clubs with Thomas and MLP and all these motherfuckers, it'll be an interesting video. But besides that, I am gonna head out. Yeah, that's his son. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw that, man. I saw that he might be in trouble, but like I said, I don't know if it was a work, how you guys, the wrestling people call it, right? A work or a not a propaganda, but fuck, I forgot the name. But when I will spoil one more chat. No, don't spoil more. Yeah, the punches look real. WB. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen to that individual. Hopefully, people are very upset. The wrestling community, from what I've seen, they're very upset at the situation. The promoter said he could get his receipt for it, and boy, he did. Yeah. Well, from what I watched, that dude, that dude, what's the name? The other guy with the beard, he thought that they were recording, right? Because they were streaming, and the guy is the heel of the group, I guess. He's the bad guy. Like, that's what I think, right? Heel, bad guy. So because he saw the cameras, he thought that they were doing a what do you call it? A skit, or what do you call it? A skit or a work. And so because he's the heel, he went up to the guy and I guess supposedly hit him with a can that was empty with a little bit of water or something like that, thinking that that guy Raja was a wrestler too. And I guess apparently he wasn't, and they got upset. He apologized. The guy apologized. He apologized to the guy, saying, "Hey, my bad. I thought you were a wrestler too." They shook hands, and then the guy told him, "All right, well, he's gonna come in and kind of finish, I guess, this work." And the guy said, "Okay, yeah, for sure, whatever." And I guess that's when the guy showed up, slammed him on the floor, hit his head, and then you would think one receipt would be. And the wrestler told him he told him after he hit him with the can. He told him after, he's like, when he hit him with the can, he's like, "Oh wait, oh he's not a worker," because you could even hear the guy say, "Oh, you're not gonna sell it." And he told the Roger guy, "Oh, you're not gonna sell it." So he presumably thinking that Raja was another wrestler, and because of the cameras around, he thought, "Well, let me get this confrontation going to make it more, I guess you could say in wrestling world, more juicy, more people will be like, oh my god, they're gonna fight each other and shit like that." And then after they told him like, "Dude, he's not a worker." And then there's videos of the guy saying, "Oh, my bad, I apologize." They shook hands. My bad. I didn't mean. I didn't know that you were working. Blah blah blah. And then the whole wrestling thing happened. Got slammed down, and then it seemed like he got punched maybe 20 times. He got punched 20 times, maybe more. I don't know, but it seemed like he got punched for real. Like I said, I don't know if it was a real work, because with wrestling it's tough. I don't watch wrestling as much, so I don't know what's when it's the work or when it's that. 27 times, God, and to the face too, like clean shots too. Like I don't think the guy felt it because he's already knocked out, but getting hit 27 times in the face is diabolical. Uh, even if even the receipt, right? The what you guys call receipt, the slam I think would have been sufficient to be a receipt, but apparently uh, the 27 punches were more receipts. I don't know. Roger just came off a concussion during training as well. I'm sure they're going to use that if this is real. If this confrontation receipts thing was real, they're going to use that. So they're going to use that to as a defense. They're going to say, "Oh, he was concussed, this and that, blah blah blah," but they're going to say he was aware. He the I guess he was aware that he apologized, right? there's a lot of other videos where they shows that the guy that hit him with the can apologized, and Raja said, "Yeah, it's cool, man. I get it." So the prosecutor is going to use that, saying, "Oh, well, he knew that he fucked up. He apologized, and you guys said you were straight. So now this is premeditated. After that, it's a premeditated attack because he apologized. He knew he fucked up, and the guy said it's okay. You don't worry about it. So after that, it's premeditated. Some people you shouldn't fuck with. Of course, yeah, of course, WB. That's I wouldn't be fucking with none of the motherfuckers. But from what I seen, the guy is a big what's the name? The other wrestler thought that Raja was a wrestler himself, and he wanted to, I guess, create a storyline between them. Stupid, but I'm guessing that's what happens. People create storylines, the beef, stuff like that. And when he got told that he wasn't a worker after he hit him with the can, he apologized, and Roger said, "Oh, it's I get it. Okay, I get it. I get it." And then after that, what's his name? Roger. Well, he sure did. Well, fuck. Like I said, if this story is like truthful, it's not a work, then he if this guy got brain damage, or because from what I see, this guy, they like I said, I watched a couple of videos, and this guy had PTSD, right? And he, I guess, used wrestling as an escape to not have PTSD. So the prosecutor is going to use that as another way to, I guess, uh, get Raja, out. Sad, a sad story if it's true. With kick and stuff like that, it's tough to know what's real or not because it's pretty, social media stuff. But if it's real, then yeah, he's gonna be in big trouble. and and the company, and the company that told him that, yeah, you're gonna get your receipt, they're gonna most likely get sued as well. The person that said, yeah, 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 you're gonna get your get back, you're gonna get your get back, that guy most likely is going to get charged with something. If it's like I said, if it's a true story, and man, it's a very tough situation because he went in with the mindset, oh well, this guy told me that it's okay, that he knows I'm going to throw my punches, or he knows I'm going to respond to him. So the person that told him you're going to get your get back most likely is going to be in a charge as an accomplice, if this is true, like I said. But if it's not, then I don't know. Very, I'm sure a lot of wrestling and MMA gurus are going to talk about this. So I'm sure a lot of different perspectives when it comes to this. But I'm a MMA. I like MMA, so some of the MMA feed comes on my YouTube channel, and I saw that. And at first, I thought it was fake, but then more people started showcasing it, and I guess it might be real. I don't know, but but yeah. Besides that, uh, place to begin with yeah, but at what cost, WB? Because now if this could be premeditated aggravated assault, if the guy has brain damage, the he could go to jail for longer. So both people are gonna end up bad. One of them most likely gonna end up with brain damage. The other one is going to be in jail uh, for a long time, and more because he's black. Black people get higher sentences. No, no, okay. But besides that, I'm not a creep. Me going to eat bugs now. Okay, go eat bugs. But yeah, WB, it was a interesting shit. All right. Well, I'm out of here. I'll talk if anyone wants to talk to me. I'm on Discord, Stealthy Poo. If you guys want to chat with me, but besides that, yeah, Preds getting light sentences is a horrible thing, and it gives the victim a false way to live. Sadly. Anyways, I'm out of here. Peace.